And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of Crypto, episode 1091. Today is Friday, April 7, 2023, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At tennis in today's top stories, David Bowie unreleased record debuts as music NFT. Apple has a hidden Bitcoin manifesto in every Mac since 2018, says a tech blogger who discovered it by accident. Do Kwon converted illicit funds from Luna to Bitcoin, South Korean prosecutors say. U.S. state regulators announced $10 million settlement with Robinhood for failing investors, and tattooing Bitcoin advocates wear cryptocurrency on their sleeve. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So take a look at our prices for today. Bitcoin, a little bit of a slide, not too much, but Bitcoin is sitting at 27,000. Hold up. Let me make sure I bring this up first. All right. Yep. Bitcoin's sitting at $27,924, up 0.04%. Ethereum at $1,855 is down 0.5% on the day. Binance Coin at $310 is down 0.5% today. XRP sitting at 50 cent is up 1.4%. Cardano at 38 cent is down 0.63%. Dogecoin holding strong at 8 cent is down 7% on the day. Polygon at 111 is down 0.88%. And Solana sitting at $20.46 is down 0.9%. And some of our trending coins include Dogecoin, Arbitrum, which has been trending for about a week now, and Taboo Token. And some of our recently added coins for the DGens who want to dumpster dive: Digital Files, Conium, and ZK Launchpad, whatever the hell they are. But for the DGens that wanna jump into the shitcoin casino, there you go.
There it is. There it is. All right, really quick, some shout outs. What is going on? Patrick Walters, Satoshi Slim, Ventizi, Holloway, Found Bound, Wisdom Bauer, Jake Fever, Will 45. Good morning, everyone. Shantae Edwards, Virgo L Unico. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. We got a short day today. We got to do some running, but top story of the day, we're talking David Bowie as he's David Bowie unreleased records debuts as a music NFT. That is right. What's going on with David Bowie and this new music that's coming out that hasn't been released?
Oh yeah. So David Bowie, his people have hooked up with Gala Music, is a Web3 startup subsidiary. They're launching 3,003 NFTs on April 14th, which is a week from today. Unreleased version of David Bowie's Let's Dance is included. And Gala Music, of course, they've joined forces with music producer Larry Zvoskin and publisher Warner Music to unveil the unreleased version of Let's Dance as part of a limited edition of collection of NFTs. David Bowie, if you don't know, for anybody that's young that's watching, very impressive discography, included 27 studio albums, 11 live albums, 4 soundtracks, and 128 singles during his lifetime. Very hardworking man. And he passed in 2016, which has basically opened up the collection to NFT holders, which I think we've said this before when NFTs got big. Probably the best use case for NFTs for musicians is unreleased music from classic musicians. So that's how you get Snoop Dogg music. That's how you get a bunch of other artists who are putting out music that you can't get anywhere else except for here. So and this collection of NFTs, it's called Bowie on the blockchain. So this is something that musicians have to look forward to. Make your music, have your career, put out NFTs, but then you can also have unreleased music later.
There it is. I wonder who the capital goes to. If it's going back to his estate, his family, whatever. I mean, this is
I was going to the estate.
Yeah, this is a really good idea, especially for artists that pass and sometimes they don't leave enough money to the state for like burial service and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Shout out to David Bowie for continuing to live through his music here on the earth. This was the top story yesterday. You all saw, we talked about it on Twitter. All right, first and foremost, whoever is watching us that has the power, give us a shout out. We always say it, just give us a shout out. If you remember a couple days ago, we covered the Bitcoin white paper. Then mysteriously within 24 hours ended up being a top story of how Apple has a hidden Bitcoin white paper actually on the Apple computer. We actually show you how to do it on Twitter. All you have to do is open up a terminal, throw in a couple lines of code, and it pops up in a PDF. But what we were laughing at prior to the show starting is this article, how they labeled it. This is Marcus Insider. And the title of this article is like, once again, everything wrong with the mainstream media when it comes to Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency. Apple has a hidden Bitcoin manifesto. And every Mac since 2018, says a tech blogger who discovered it by accident. All right, two things. If it's been there since 2018, it was discovered by accident. Like, how did they just now discover it? Why was it like, what's going on? They should have ran this article years ago. And the second
Somebody
thing
knew.
is, right. The second thing is, what is a Bitcoin manifesto? I have no clue what a Bitcoin manifesto is. I think you said before the shows is like the school shooter does this or something. I don't
Yeah, I
know
was about to
what
say,
yeah.
yeah. What they treating Bitcoin like a school shooter? Like,
What
no, it's not a manifesto.
what is a Bitcoin manifesto? Markets Insider. Markets Insider. Phil Rosen from Markets Insider. I have to ask you, what? There we go. Phil, senior reporter who covers markets and economics. People, this is my point. They do not know what they're talking about. We're not being assholes. We're not being haters. Here's a tab. They just literally don't know what they're talking about. Senior reporter Phil. He covers markets and economics, and he just found out Bitcoin has a manifesto of some sort. All right. But anyway, this manifesto is only the Bitcoin white paper, which we just covered, so we won't go in depth on this story. But this is why we covered that story a couple of days ago, because of the importance of it. But hey, who are we? Why don't you listen to Apple, who decided to put this on all of their computers, period. Every computer past 2018 with updated software has the Bitcoin white paper on it. I think that's pretty awesome. What about you, Bitcoin Zay?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think this is one of the best things to see. That a company like Apple, they own Bitcoin, or Tim Cook owns Bitcoin, and then now we see that the Bitcoin white paper is on every Mac. So whether you want it or not, the Bitcoin white paper is there for you to find. And I think this is just sort of I don't want to say it's like an undercover thing, but I think this was kind of snuck into the code by the higher ups that actually like Bitcoin. Because that's the only way I could see nobody found it until 5 years later. You know what I mean? Like I think this is like a Easter egg that they wanted to do. But I'm looking forward to Apple putting a lot of their money into Bitcoin at a certain point, and that's going to be a huge day whenever Tim Cook makes that decision. But this is just a catalyst for that, I think, and people will look back and say, "Well, we should have known. Tim Cook already owned some, and the Bitcoin. They didn't put the Ethereum white paper or yellow paper on it. They
Wait,
didn't
I'll
put.
say way to signal.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's how you do it. Yeah.
And here was the tweet we actually put out. It shows you how to do it. Again, all you had to do is go to Spotlight, click terminal right there. You throw the little code in, click enter once the code's there, and then boom, literally the Bitcoin white paper PDF pops up.
Yep.
People, this is crazy. Like, it's here. It is here. It's under our nose. It's happening quickly and quietly. And I guess it's going to officially take that Fed Now coin that everyone's talking about, like it's new news or something, for it to roll out officially. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else we have going on in the news day? Kwon. It is official, people. All right. We just want to make sure this is clear. Zay said we didn't need to cover this today. I was like, oh, we're covering this today. Technically, today is a Fuck Bitcoin Friday. Unfortunately, we do not have time for call-ins today. We're running around, but we are definitely covering this story. Even after the fact, everything went to shit, and we continue to call it a scam. Some of you said it wasn't a scam. He was just too early, or he messed up, or blah blah blah. I love the amount of excuses in the book you all give humans. I just wish that you would be fair and give every community those amount of excuses as you do certain humans. But we're talking Kwon here. It's official. Kwon converted illicit funds from Luna to Bitcoin. South Korean prosecutors are saying that's right. I mean, listen, again, people, we said it when he was doing it live. We was like, why would he all of a sudden convert his project's capital over to Bitcoin? Something seemed a little fishy there, and we called it a scam. You all pushed back. Well, it looks like after the project collapsed, he was like, yeah, I'm actually going all the way over to Bitcoin. It happened. That's right. South Korean prosecutors have contacted Binance to request a halt on withdrawals linked to Kwon. That's right. South Korean prosecutors had identified 414.5 billion won, $314.2 million in illicit assets associated with Terraform Labs co-founder Kwon and his associates. Out of the identified illegal assets, prosecutors have linked about 91.4 billion won, which is $69 million, of the specified amount directly to Kwon. And although Kwon has amassed millions, none of those assets tied to him are recoverable or under the jurisdiction of the South Korean authorities. This is mainly because the now arrested former CEO reportedly converted most of the illicit funds into Bitcoin. using overseas crypto exchanges instead of investing in physical assets, per report published by local media outlet KBS. So really quick, what I want to say is love it or hate it, whatever, he did it right. I am not sure, especially how well versed he was in the space. I have no fucking clue why Ross Ulbricht, no clue why he decided to give up his private keys, to give up his Bitcoin to the government. Again, you cannot negotiate with terrorists. And in this case, when someone that's not even in your jurisdiction pulls you out of another state and then tries you in the backyard of your enemies, to me, that is terrorist. That's very terroristic. So you don't negotiate with those folks. This guy tried to negotiate, Ross Ulbricht, that is, and free Ross Ulbricht. He tried to negotiate. He gave them all his Bitcoin, which is today probably hundreds of millions, not billions of dollars of Bitcoin. And they still gave his ass 2 life sentences and threw him in prison in front of his mom and dad at the tender age of 28 or 30 or something like that, 27, 26, whatever. I say all that to say, Kwon is doing it right. No matter what, Kwon, you're a scammer and you're going to go to prison. Now, are you going to go to prison as a broke man after they confiscate all your capital, or are you going to go to prison as a wealthy and rich man who still has a shit ton of money because you didn't give up your private keys? Again, I have to assume they literally try to torture Ross or do tactics such as torture, bright lights, music nonstop, keep him awake for a few days straight, so on and so forth. I can see our government doing that. I can see that for a fact, actually. So I would have to assume he was tortured something to give up his private keys. I have no clue why he did it. He literally gave up all of his bargaining power the moment he did that. So for South Korea and the government to come out and say, hey, we have Kwon now, but we don't really have him because we can't access none of his assets because he converted it all to Bitcoin. This is the power of Bitcoin. As of now, it is unconfiscatable. And yeah, good, better, ugly. Kwon's doing what he does with it. But again, we want to point out this isn't a maybe middle of the road or a possibly, like, he scammed everybody. All right, it is what it is. It's okay. It happens. It's unfortunate. But he scammed and he kept scamming. And he was like, you know what? I'm not giving shit back. They may mention that he didn't spend none of his money on real estate or none of that other stuff you can go confiscate. He kept it all in Bitcoin. It looks like Kwon siphoned nearly $100 million worth of Bitcoin from the Terra post-collapse. In another interview based on a report with the SEC with former Terraform Labs published by South Korean media, Kwon was accused of siphoning $80 million a month before the collapse of the Terra ecosystem. So again, at a minimum, we're looking at least $100 million he put over to Bitcoin to make sure no one else can get it. This is crazy. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah. Well, first thing, Ross, the problem with him was that when he went to that library, if you watch the movie on him, as soon as he opened,
he left it open. I forgot. I wonder if that happened in real life.
He typed in his password and they snatched him as soon as he typed it in. Like
I wonder if
that was what they're waiting for.
That makes more sense. That makes way more sense.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah. So that sucks because he, it's kind of entrapment, which is kind of why the FBI agent went to jail too. But with Kwon, with what he was doing, we called it out early. We were saying anybody that's buying stable coins and a lot of cryptocurrencies, just buy Bitcoin, because the old saying goes in this market is that most crypto projects, they're taking your money to go buy Bitcoin anyway. That's all they want to do is they're taking your Bitcoin and then turning it, giving it to themselves. It's just like Wolf of Wall Street. What's the job? The job is to take the money out of the customer's hands and put it in your pocket. That's all he was doing. And he was like, well, I can't buy $100 million for Bitcoin, but I can create this algorithmic stablecoin, and you all want to use it, and all of these fake promotion and marketing. And when you all use it, you're just handing me over the money that I'm going to use to buy with Bitcoin anyway. So this sort of proves the superiority of Bitcoin, that even these people who start projects are like, well, yeah, I'm still putting all my money in Bitcoin anyway. But yeah, the Kwon legacy is going to go on for a little while. He's up there with the top 10 biggest scammers in the space. So unfortunately for him, he didn't. He didn't really move it the way I think he should have. But they found out either way.
Yeah, it is. There it is. And yes, I stand corrected. Again, as you said, a couple people Trex in the comments too says that they did get him when his laptop was open, talking Ross Ulbricht. Okay, I thought that was theatrical. Yeah. I didn't realize they actually captured him as he opened the fucking laptop.
What? That's the only way they could get it, because his laptop, they said it locked.
It would have to be a rugby scrum, bro. I got my laptop set up, so listen. Hey, I thought that. Listen, all I needed to touch my laptop, I can lock it. I'll just say that. If I touch my laptop, I can lock it.
the way they did it was slick. It was like one dude got him on the one side, tapped him on the
Hey,
shoulder.
I understand what
As soon,
happened. Rugby
I know
scrum. Rugby
as
scrum.
soon, yes, as soon as he tapped him, when he turned around, the other person came, snatched it, and took off running. That shit was
Listen,
hilarious. I was
they
like,
had to take off
man.
like Usain Bolt because I'm telling you, listen, I'm thinking
Mhm.
rugby scrum. Like, so, hey,
Well,
start throwing shit. All right.
well, Ross' biggest problem is that he don't the rules that we live by, where you go in a restaurant or you go in a public place, you sit with your
I
back to
feel
the
yeah, you
wall,
see,
you look at all the
yeah,
exits, the things that we do naturally. He just was sitting there because he didn't think
yeah.
anybody was watching. But it's
Headphones
like,
loud.
yeah, headphones. Yeah, like nah,
Huh?
you keep
Hey,
one
how can I help
headphone
you?
in. I'm even doing that now. Yeah, you can keep one in
Hey,
and one out, so you can still hear. Like
for,
they don't.
for,
He didn't know that.
forget one headphone in. Listen, if you talking about all right, listen, folks, we talking about these new MacBooks. All right, they are expensive. My new MacBook costs more than the car I bought in college. Just put it like that. All right, like straight up, it costs more than the car I bought. So yeah,
Mhm.
like again, he just didn't know the game. Listen, somebody tapped me with the MacBook. Hey, I'm gonna grab my, you know what it is. I'm gonna grab my laptop. I'm gonna look. What's up? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
yeah.
letting. I'm not. This thing is not leaving my sight, my hands, nothing. None of that's happening. But
Mhm.
again, that just kind of shows you how much of a safe space he might have thought he was in. Because goodness gracious, it's crazy how that happened like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Kwon. He's going to have his day in court, folks. It will be very interesting to see what he gets. I guess convicted of, sentenced to, and if he ever gives up the capital, because again, he could technically never give up the capital, do his time, and then come out, and who knows? So,
Hey, Reno Gamble said how many people here would do 10 years for $250 million?
mm,
Would you do 10
that's,
years,
woo,
250 million? That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like it's kind of.
10 is a yeah. That's a fair question. 10 for 250.
I mean, you're
People
still in your prime
people
when you get out.
people do it for less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do it for way
People
less.
do it for $250. Really quick. And I meant to ask you this. We do need to cover it one day in depth. But folks are asking, is Miami Coin still alive?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very early project. It's not a bull market, so you don't expect anything special to happen with any project right now until the bull market returns.
All right. We'll do more on that because I do want to cover that in depth. I know we've been getting a lot of questions, and we'll definitely do that for sure. Because I wanted to come back ASAP, people. All right, U.S. state regulators are in the news again. This is pretty funny. U.S. state regulators announced a $10 million settlement with Robinhood for failing investors. That's right. Again, I wish I would have known this years ago. If you're in the space now, this is what you need to do. Accumulate as much money as possible. Feel free to break things, break laws, break whatever, as long as you can accumulate over about 20 to $30 million. Now, if you mess around, you're in that 7 to 15 to $22 million range, you might be looking at some prison time. You're going to get hit for everything. But if you can surpass that 30 million mark, 25, 30 million, you'll have enough to pay back all those do-gooders who are really just corrupt, and you can stay free with some of your money. So it looks like we're seeing that here again with Robinhood. No one's going to jail, as always. It's another fine, and the fine isn't even real because they've made so much money. But the investigation looked into complaints of Robinhood system outages that caused users to miss out on trades while many of its services weren't available. As a quick aside, I will say this may set precedent, though, since they're trying to essentially bring all of the crypto companies under the wing of the government and regulators and to run things the old school way. If that's the case, then especially that they're retroactively going after companies, we may see some type of retroactive, I guess, consequences for Coinbase for the times of like Bitcoin Cash when they got listed on the exchange. All of a sudden, the exchange is under maintenance. Every time Bitcoin market pumps or dumps, we're under maintenance. You can't trade or do anything. This like the same thing happened at Coinbase that happened here at Robinhood. It looks like Robinhood is getting hit. So the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation said that the company behind cryptocurrency and stock trading platform Robinhood will likely pay more than $10 million in penalties for operational and technical failures that harm mainstream investors. Oh, $10 million. In an April 6th announcement, the DFPI said settlement up to $10.2 million was the result of an investigation by the North American Securities Administrators Association in conjunction with securities regulators from Alabama, Colorado, California, Delaware, New Jersey, South Dakota, and Texas. The platform suffered a series of system outages in March of 2020, causing users to miss out on trades while many of its services weren't available. Really quick, from March of 2020 to April of 2023. You had 3 years to use. Robinhood had 3 years. Do you understand? They're making $10.2 million in a day. They're making that in a week. And they just had 3 years to operate janky as they've been operating. Now you're going to come back. All right. Time to protect the main street. We're going to need $10.2 million. This is
They
crazy.
might as well find them $10. This ain't shit. I mean, 10 million? Are you serious? That's literally, I mean, that's way less than what they make. Plus, there's probably some people that lost more than 10 million. And you know, it's unfortunate, but like you said before, if you do something like this, an outage, if you make enough money, all they're gonna do is settle with you and then get back to business. Unfortunately, people are gonna run right back into Robinhood's because that's Robinhood is just a sophisticated casino as well, just like most trading platforms. And this is less than a slap on the wrist. This is like a whisper in the ear. Like this ain't shit. Like 10 million. Come on, man. And if they keep getting away with this, they're gonna keep doing it. That's the problem. So everybody knows what they're up against when you trade on these platforms. Get your money, get out. When times go crazy, bull market goes crazy, or bear market goes crazy, you'll be sitting on the sideline relaxing and not. I told you when that button turns gray, it gets real foggy in these streets. When you can't, when nothing is working, buy, sell, trade, nothing. That's when it gets crazy. So yeah, just make sure you do your due diligence and stay off these platforms if you can.
Look at this here. It says Robinhood in 2020 had an annual gross profit of $0.84 billion, 263% increase from 2019. In 2021, they made about 1.65 billion. And then 2022, we're looking at 1.17 billion. So, like I said, the last 3 years, people, in the last 3 years, we're looking at, was that 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 point what? At least 3.5 off the top of my head, 7, 14, 15. Yeah. We're looking at 3 point. Is it 4? It's 3, right?
4.5. 1.1 plus 2, yeah, 3.5. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. We're looking at $3.5 billion of profit and being fined $10 million. Like, do I really got to do the math to get these like percentages and like what that equates to if it was a normal human? 10 million to 3.5 billion is actually what you probably said is off the top of my head. It might actually be like $10 to the regular American.
Yeah,
like it might actually be $10. Holy shit.
Let me try and do it in my head. $10 million.
I'm about to do a calculator. I'm about to bring it up.
Yeah, 365 days, 10 million. It's like a 1 day worth of operations.
That is crazy. They're getting hit. So again, people not even trying to like, you know, we're all about following the rules and doing the right thing. But I mean, just this is as clear as day. If you do the wrong thing, you make more money in this market, these markets, in financial markets, and you don't go to prison if it's over $30 million. So that's incredible. I'm doing the math right now. I have to know these numbers. It's 100,000, it's a million. There we go. About to throw this 10 on. I'm in the background doing the math, Bitcoins, eh? All right. Oh, wow. 350. It's 350. 10 million goes into 3.5 billion. 350 times. That is crazy. That's crazy.
So, it's about 1 day worth of profit. That's what I said. Out of a whole year, it took 1 day worth of profit. It was like, well, you all had a bad day, so give us that 1 day worth of profit, and we'll be all good. This is going straight into somebody's pocket at the higher levels. This is garbage.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting to see. I'm still over here. Hold on. I'm doing my last little calculations. I just want to see something. I love being in these billionaires' pockets. Like, I mean, you literally got fined $10 million for shutting down a market. That is amazing if I've ever seen. All right, let me do the last. Okay, I was just trying to do my calculations. This is crazy. So yeah, not a lot of money, as you said, and that's what happens. Last but not least, tattooing Bitcoin. Advocates wear cryptocurrency on their sleeve. This has been some pretty interesting stories. I think one of the first few people I ever saw with any type of Bitcoin or crypto tattoos was shout out to Ken Bozak. I would say Ken Bozak was probably the first person I ever saw with crypto tattoos. What are your thoughts and what's going on with this story here, though?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Ken Bozak was the first person I saw with a lot of tattoos. He had like 10, like on his arm, like whatever. But yeah, Ken Bozak was one of the first, but he was not the last because a lot of people have gotten Bitcoin tattoos since then. I think I'm gonna get a Bitcoin tattoo on my throat once we hit $1 million. We'll get it right here, right in the middle. But if you look at some of these pictures, as they say here, Didi Tahuti, father of the Bitcoin family, he explained that he inked himself the moment he went all in on Bitcoin, as I thought it was a very important step in my life. He sold all his family's possessions, slept in a campsite while the price of Bitcoin was in four-figure territory. And if you haven't heard about the Bitcoin family, look them up. Very interesting story. They've been living off Bitcoin for like 10 years now. And you see all these different tattoos. You have the Bitcoin supply formula on his skin. You have, let's see, what else we got? Scrolling down. Yeah, you got the infinity out of 21 million. You have people that have Bitcoin to the moon, stack sats. We also have the infamous Mike Novogratz tattoo, which let me try and bring that up here. If you don't remember this, for everybody who is looking at Luna and we're talking about Kwon, this is your boy Novogratz, his tattoo, which will live in infamy because it was such a terrible tattoo to get. Hopefully he gets that covered up.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I was like, hopefully he gets that covered up one day.
Yeah, I mean, he got the money to do it, but hold on, they ain't even showing a picture no more. They was like, man, oh, here you go. Yeah, this is a horrible. I mean, I don't even know why you would get a tattoo of something that hasn't been around at least 10 years, like, or at least 5 years or so. But I guess if that's what makes you rich, yeah, that's what you do. But I gotta ask him about that next time I see him. But yeah, tattoos are a way to show it off. I will say that as far as OPSEC security, you probably don't want to get a Bitcoin tattoo very, very prominent, at certain times. But if it goes away, like I say here, Bitcoin goes to zero. I think people don't give a shit at this point. Like
it still was a good time in history. It still was a good time in history.
That's like, yeah. I don't care. I'm riding it until the ship sinks. If it goes to zero, cool. We tried. You got to try. That's the main thing. But I don't think people care too much if they get tattooed on you. So there you go.
There it is. I will say, I was telling you this before the show, like tattoos, like these tattoos in general, and like this is why I stopped getting tattoos a long time ago. I was like, oh, okay, this is something different. Like I'm glad to see they've gotten to where they gotten to though. So that's pretty cool to see. Whereas it's like just the average Joe, normal folks, everyone gets tattoos. So that's pretty cool to see. I guess the discriminatory practices against tattoos are starting to go away. So that's cool. Last few things. I saw a couple of interesting comments I was looking for. I was trying to go back to a couple of them. Is MoonPay still working in the US? A few people asked me. I haven't used MoonPay in a while.
I haven't used it in a while, but I'm pretty sure they're doing some finicky stuff with the US side, because I saw it go away on some of the apps that I use. So yeah, I think it may be something.
Okay, all right. So if that's the case, then check that out. There we go. Jake Fever said, put your Miami coin in mining for STX. All right, there we go. Yep. Let's see. Virgo Unico said that laptop is like your M9 or sidearm on deployment. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I don't play that laptop and cell phone thing. We're in crypto, people. You can't. People be like, hey, you mind if I use your cell phone real quick? No. Well, it's just an emergency. No, yeah, I know emergencies suck, bro. Well, can you make call? Can you make call for me? Nah, I can't make no call. In fact, I don't even talk to strangers, bro. Why are you still here? Like straight up, yeah. So no, I don't play that. Cybersecurity is very important. Our personal information is important, especially when everybody that we associate with are in crypto and all these digital things. So no, this is like an M9 for real. I agree with that. All right, last comments. You got anything else?
Nothing from me. Happy Friday, people. It's a crazy world out there. Just make sure you prepare yourself for Bitcoin. Remember, you're gonna have two choices soon. It's either gonna be CBDCs or it's gonna be Bitcoin. That's the only two you're gonna have. So make sure you get get yourself together, dollar cost average, and keep it going on the weekend.
There it is. And don't forget, MoonPay or whatever else, you can never have enough wallets and exchanges. Okay, the more wallets and exchanges you have are better. Just in case, like Zay said, that gray button hits, you're not even sweating. You just go to the next one. All right, smash that like and share, and we will see you all next week with some more news.